back with another Mind of a Black Author episode. And I know I've been gone for so long, but there's a lot of reasons behind it that I want to talk about today. So I do have a special announcement to discuss. So question, how do you go from 24 to 27? And when I'm talking about 24, I'm talking about the amount of books that I have released right now. Well, you go from 24 to 27 by, guess what? Releasing 3 more books. And that is my announcement that I'm here to make today. Within the next month, I'm going to release 3 books at the same time. Now, I know you're going to say, how do you have the time? Well, be honest with you, it is a hectic time, but two of the books actually I've had on deck for probably about 2 years now. So let's go ahead and talk about the first 2 that I am going to release. So you remember my books, my book, The Professionals. The Professionals is one of these scripts that I wrote way back when, and I'll get into more details on the perspective on how much went into that. And when I wrote that book 2 years ago and released it, I actually wrote 3 books all at once because I love The Professionals. I love the characters. It was just such a great flow. And I ended up writing all 3 books at the same time. Now, when I released the first book, it didn't do the numbers that I wanted, so I put it on hold because I didn't really want to do anything with it. But eventually, I just said, what the hell with it. And I wanted to redo the cover, which I did, as you can probably see here on the screen if I actually time this right. And I wanted to just basically finish off the series. So I took those 2 books that's been sitting, basically gathering dust or computer dust, if you want to call it that, and I released them. So you have The Professionals, which is the original book. You have The Professionals Deuce, which is the second book, and The Professional Trois, however you want to say it, or Trios. I don't care how you say it. It's like Menage a Trois. I just went with the Trois. I'm struggling to say it myself, but that's the third and final book. And all of those books will be out here shortly. New covers, like I said, and it's all a series. And basically it picks up where the first book left off. So I'll get into more details on that one once I release the perspective video, which I'll probably reshoot just right after I finish doing this one. But that is 2 of the books that are going to come out. Now, the third book is one that I've been working on recently, and that one is it's featuring a character I created called Simone J, and it's like a female James Bond book. So one of the things I always used to wonder when watching James Bond movies is like, how in the hell did James Bond become James Bond? Did you ever wonder that? And, because when we see James Bond movies, all we see is the finished product. We see James Bond just being cool, ladies' man, and doing all his super stunts and all that. And he gets help with a lot of technology and things like that. But for the most part, it is just James Bond. You don't really get to see how he became James Bond. And I'm sure there may be books out there or movies I haven't seen that may explain some of that. But all the James Bond films that I've seen is just basically James Bond. So in this Simone J book, which is called No One Needs to Know, it's basically a James Bond picture, but what it is, or James Bond-esque picture, but what it is, you get to see a lot in the background on how she became the super agent that she is. You have one story that's basically showing her as a super agent. She's James Bond. She does a lot of things. She's better at fighting than most people. She's smart, intelligent. She uses technology and all that type of stuff. Then you get the James Bond part that you don't really get to know. You get to see Simone before she became a recruit of the No One agency. So she works for an agency called No One. That's why it's called No One Needs to Know. And you get to see a lot of what brought her to that point. And so that's really what I wanted to show with that story. You really get to see both sides. Like if something comes up in the book where they ask her, how did you learn to do that? Or if there's a situation that she's in, you get a flashback scene to see how she learned to cope with a lot of those stresses, or how did she learn this certain fight maneuver and things like that. So this is what I wanted to show. Basically, a dichotomy, I hope I'm using that word right, of a character where you get to see the weaker version of her trying to learn these lessons that she's learned from her mentor. And then you get to see the finished product, which shows exactly how she does what she does and how she knows what she knows. And so my hope with this book is for it to be a actual series. So I'm hoping to keep this running similar to James Bond. I don't know how often I'll release a book with her. Maybe once a year, once I get stories going, but we'll see how it goes. But this is what I've been working on. So just to say, wherever you've been at, I've been working on a lot trying to get this done. So I have the covers ready to go. I have everything ready. We're just waiting to put everything together. And so I will be at the National Black Book Fair in Houston at the end of October. So I'll put some of that information at the bottom here. And I hope to have these books for sale around then, if not sooner. So, a lot of work's going into it. I have been working, trust me, it's been a long process, but I just wanted to take a couple moments to make that announcement of what's been going on and how I'm about to hit 27 books, y'all. Think about that, 27 books, and they're not all the same types of books. They're all different genres, different, characters. This is a lot of work, and I also work a full-time job. So, yeah, there's not really much of a life for me. It's really hard for me to actually get away and actually do other things, and these videos are a little taxing at times. So, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there to the point where hopefully one day maybe this is all I'm doing. And you don't want me to get there, because if that's the case, you might get a new book every other week because I can type them up fast. I can get them up going fast. And really, the only thing stopping me now is just, real life. So anyways, but I hope you check out these books. I will leave a link in the description for the first Professionals book. That one is still out and ready to go. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you a little secret. The other two books are actually on there now, but I'm not officially announcing them. So for those of you who do Amazon, you know how frustrating it can be when you're trying to plan a release and just announce it to everybody, and the book is still pending, waiting. Well, I like to get my books up and going on the site first, so by the time it's ready to be officially released, they're already there, and those books are there. I've actually ordered me some copies too, so hopefully I'll have an unboxing video showing that as well. But I hope you check me out. Again, the Professionals, I'm gonna do a Professionals perspective to give you a little more background of it, and trust me, you're going to enjoy what I have in store with that series. So again, just a short video this time, but hey, check me out, www.enigmakid.com. That's www.enigmakid.com for the ones who are just listening to this. And you'll get all my announcements on every book, every story, every character will all be listed there. So hit me up. Deuces.